Welcome to the Aligned and Elevated podcast. I'm your host, Dr. Allison Feldt, owner of Body Motion Physical Therapy, and formerly this podcast was known as the Edmonds Mom's Room podcast. Believe it or not, I started this podcast in 2019. We are hundreds of episodes later and we have impacted many. And I have decided to evolve the podcast as my life has evolved, the business has evolved, and things have shifted. I started Edmonds Mom's Room podcast in order to really build local community. I wanted my impact to change the standard of women's healthcare for women to be really local and hyper local. But as I grew the podcast and I grew interviewing a lot of local professionals that all impacted and improved the quality of life that moms here locally live, I continue to evolve and grow myself. And so it is with great pleasure that I introduce Aligned and Elevated. And I'll give you a little background on why the name is what it is. When I started the Edmonds Mom's Room podcast, I had one employee. Fast forward to today, I have over 15 employees. And it was just me and a single treatment room and wanting to spread the word of women's health and improve the quality of health that moms, had. We did this through pelvic floor physical therapy. We did this through healing the body, living in an aligned, strong body. And so the podcast was, started in order to deliver all those messages. A lot of those messages aren't going to change because those messages are the foundation of living an aligned and elevated life. If our body is healthy and strong and fit, then we are aligned and balanced, and then we can continue to evolve and grow and become elevated. And so that is the reason we have called this the Aligned and Elevated podcast. So I'm super grateful to even have this opportunity to deliver my passions on the weekly basis to the audience that listens and comes in and supports me, gives me comments and feedback. And I just couldn't be more grateful for this journey. So I'm really excited to deliver this new found podcast, and we'll bring on some guests that help continue to evolve my mindset and my life. And the reality is this business has been absolutely epic that I've created, and I am so grateful for Body Motion Physical Therapy, and it's going nowhere. We have, our main location in Edmonds. We have our satellite location in Poulsbo. I'm not sure when other locations are going to come about. Right now, all my passion is expanding really into the wellness division of the business, where we have AF Wellness Coaching, which is essentially this huge community of women that want to continue to be super healthy, super aligned, and grow and be joyful and fulfilled in their lives. We do this through creating a really solid foundation of health and physical fitness and nutrition. And we have community to do it, and it's really cool. We have these amazing coaching calls, and it's been a ton of fun. So that's really where the evolution of Body Motion has continued to grow. So we're not, increasing our footprint of more clinics. We still have people that travel from really far away to come to our clinics. And so it's not lost on me that this care is needed in many other locations, and it's absolutely difficult to refer pelvic floor physical therapy because it's not all created equal. And so people, might think that it failed them, but they just haven't had necessarily the right care. They might have been doing a bunch of Kegels or misdiagnosed, or, something went wrong for them in their journey. And so it's not lost on me that this care is needed in exponential ways, and the way that we have decided to continue to grow is really through the online wellness program at this time. So who knows, my mind is ever developing, ever creating. That is the blessing and the curse of being an entrepreneur. So it's the joy that I have to bring every single day and be able to create and change the world. So the mission hasn't changed. We're still here to change the world for women and change the healthcare so that we grow old and healthy, and we're not the little old hunched over ladies at the grocery store that can't, that need the grocery cart just to even walk in the grocery store because it's their walker, essentially. We want to avoid being the ladies in the nursing home that pee their pants. So that's where Aligned and Elevated is going. That's why this was founded. And again, even from a skeletal postural perspective, When you have alignment through your entire body and you are as balanced as possible, we're always in a state of imbalance. The goal is to be as balanced as possible. You're never going to find that state of balance because it's imperfect. The body is imperfect. The body has asymmetry. But the more that we strive for that balance, the more aligned we become in our bodies, the more aligned we become in our spirits and our souls, the more aligned we become with the world. And then we can elevate and create and grow and develop the lives that we want. So that's really where this all stemmed from. And I appreciate you being on the journey again. My journey has been wild. I started this business in 2017. So the podcast started in 2019. The business started in 2017 when I had my son Kano, and I started as a mobile practice, just doing pelvic floor physical therapy for new moms and for people going through their fertility journeys and people recovering from delivery. And then it really developed into this location that I opened in 2018. From there, started hiring employees, started training, started developing the body motion birth preparation protocols, developed the postpartum protocols. I've written 2 books. One is a bestseller, Restore Your Body After Kids, The Secret to Avoid Peeing Your Pants and Achy Joints as You Age. And then we had Pregnancy Era come along, and that book really went through my 3rd pregnancy. I started writing that during my 3rd pregnancy and had to put the body motion birth preparation protocols to the test. And that is where I did that during that 3rd pregnancy. But I also desperately wanted a 3rd child. But equally, I wanted to put my own protocols that I had been giving to all the patients to the test, right? And I wanted to see if they work to help ease delivery, help decrease pushing time, decrease tearing, improve the recovery outcomes. And sure enough, it all went that way. Now, birth doesn't happen the way you want it to every time, and there were definitely parts of my story that I wish I could change, but from a body perspective, my body healed and I recovered, and I've gone on since then to lose over 100 pounds, and it has been incredibly freeing. But that journey, I've done that naturally without any medications. It's diet and exercise and fuel and water that I've used to help me achieve these results. And it's taken a massive amount of growth from a mindset perspective. Most weight loss actually fails, and I'm acutely aware of that, as I do still have this desperate, not desperate, but this deep fear of gaining the weight back. And I'm going through a back injury right now, and it's honestly part of the fear is well, if I can't move and hit my workouts, how much is my body going to change? How much weight am I going to gain? And so I've had to really flip that and elevate that to a higher level of just being grateful for where my body is and what my body has achieved and what I am going to achieve, and just having this unwavering faith in how strong my body is currently. So yeah, this has been the evolution of Dr. Allison Feldt and me creating my dream life. And truly, I feel like I'm living the dream every single day. It's another day in freaking paradise, a paradise that I've created. And so you're going to go on this journey as we evolve the podcast. And I hope you go on this journey with me of the Aligned and Elevated podcast. So we can not just be physically strong in our bodies, aligned in our bodies, but also can elevate our mindset, our health, our success, and our mission. And I'm just really excited to do that with you. I think that when women thrive, we have a really positive and amazing impacts on humanity. And when we're not thriving and we feel like we're living in chaos and we don't have joy, it's really hard to be creative and have a drive and have a mission that you live by every single day. And so I hope that this podcast will help get you to that state of living. And I'm just grateful that you're here for the journey. So that's a quick snippet of Aligned and Elevated and where we are going from here. We are absolutely still going to get into nitty gritty ailments of back pain and we'll talk sex and we'll talk relationships and we'll talk growth and we'll talk wealth. And we're going to talk all about these things. And I'm really excited to help you live your absolute best life. So thank you for being on this journey with me. I'm Dr. Allison Feldt. I'll see you next time.